is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting. I'm Christopher Cruz. If you're driving this holiday weekend, it's not going to be cheap. AAA says the national average for a gallon of gas is $4.55. CBS's Skylar Henry has been talking with drivers in Atlanta.
Gas prices are completely insane.
Drivers aren't expecting any Memorial Day sales at the pump this weekend. Just outside Atlanta, Georgia, for his pickup truck, Dylan McWilliams relies on diesel.
$140 to fill my tank right now. Before that, it was $80 to $90.
Could grocery prices go higher? Stu Leonard Jr. owns the Stu Leonard's grocery store chain.
Terrible weather in Florida, just cold. They lost the whole planting, and I talked to our tomato farmer. The prices of tomatoes went up like eggs. Has nothing to do with the cost or inflation. It has to do with supply and demand.
The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is resigning to care for her ill husband. Who will take over? Aaron McLean is a CBS News national security analyst.
Names in the mix. There's been some discussion of the current deputy director of the CIA, Michael Ellis. Also, the director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, who's been very prominent in some of the administration's diplomacy recently, for example, traveling to Cuba to conduct discussions there.
A judge today tossed out the federal indictment charging Kilmore Abrego Garcia, a man the administration deported last year. The story from CBS's Cammie McCormick.
A judge in Tennessee threw out the charges on the grounds the Justice Department's prosecution was vindictive and selective. It's a massive victory for Abrego Garcia, a legal U.S. resident. His case has been a flashpoint in the president's immigration crackdown after he was mistakenly deported to El Salvador and returned, and then charged with 2 counts of human smuggling, to which he pleaded not guilty.
As we bring an end to CBS News Radio, we're remembering legendary broadcasters like Edward R. Murrow. Here, he describes the horror he saw in April 1945 at the Buchenwald Nazi death camp in Germany.
As we walked out into the courtyard, a man fell dead. 2 others, they must have been over 60, were crawling towards the latrine. I saw it, but will not describe it. In another part of the camp, they showed me the children, hundreds of them. Some were only 6. One rolled up his sleeve, showed me his number. It was tattooed on his arm. D6030 it was. The others showed me their numbers. They will carry them till they die.
On this final day of CBS News Radio, we thank our producer, Dwayne Tollison. This is CBS News. CBS News Brief. We begin with breaking news. Fire officials in Orange County, California, fear a major spill or a toxic explosion at a chemical plant. They've ordered 40,000 people to evacuate. Orange County fire official Craig Covey.
This thing is going to fail. We don't know when. I know everybody wants to know how long we're going to have them out of the house. I don't have an answer to you on that. At some point, this is going to fail, and we're doing our best to figure out the when or how we can prevent it.
AAA estimates a little more than 3.5 million people are expected to fly this holiday weekend, among them Ashley Elder and her husband.
We're actually heading to Houston for the weekend. We're going to the Houston Cigar Festival. It's a Houston Cigar Week is what it is. It's also my husband's birthday, so we're trying to go and celebrate that.
If you're planning to grill this weekend, plan for pricey burgers and steaks, says grocer Stu Leonard.
Demand is still there for great meat, but the supply isn't. So it's driven up the meat prices.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
1100 KFNX, Phoenix.
This
is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Christopher Cruz at the CBS News Broadcast Center in New York. We begin with breaking news. Officials in Orange County in Southern California have ordered about 40,000 people to evacuate. They say a chemical storage tank is leaking. Incident Commander Craig Covey.
This is not precautionary. This is going to happen unless some brilliant guy behind me here figures out how we can mitigate this incident.
The tank holds between 6,000 and 7,000 gallons of a highly volatile, toxic, and flammable chemical. Covey says efforts to stop the leak failed overnight.
They discovered the primary tank that's in crisis. We were unable to access the valves. The valves are broken, they're gummed up with the agent, and we're unable to offload the material through the systems that it has. So that's the point we're at. They advised us they have tried everything that they can, and there's nothing else they are capable of doing to mitigate that tank that's in crisis.
A fire and explosion at a shipyard on Staten Island has injured 30 people. At least 2 firefighters have serious injuries. Kevin Warsh was sworn in as chairman of the Federal Reserve today, replacing Jerome Powell, whom President Trump had harshly criticized for not lowering interest rates. The president today said he won't do that to Warsh.
I want him to be independent and just do a great job. Don't look at me. Don't look at anybody. Just do your own thing and do a great job. Okay?
Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as Director of National Intelligence. She says she needs to care for her ill husband. She is the 4th member of the cabinet to leave during this Trump's 2nd term. As we bring an end to CBS News Radio, we're remembering those who came before us, legendary broadcasters like Alan Jackson. This is his report on CBS News Radio on the November 1963 shooting of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas.
This is Alan Jackson reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York with a bulletin on an incident which just occurred in Dallas, Texas, where President Kennedy is visiting. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas were both hit by a would-be assassin's bullets as they toured downtown Dallas in an open automobile a short while ago. That is the latest word that has just come in from Dallas on United Press International. The Associated Press in its first report says that President Kennedy was shot just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas. Mrs. Kennedy, who was riding with him, jumped up and grabbed Mr. Kennedy and cried, "Oh no."
And on this final day of CBS News Radio, we thank our assignment editor, Lucy Taus, tape editor, Beth Reardon, and desk associate, Jasmine Gonzalez. This is CBS News. CBS News Brief. One person has died in an explosion at a shipyard on Staten Island. Officials say 36 people were hurt. CBS News New York reporter Anthony Ramos is there.
NYPD and FDNY responded. They found a barge on fire at the site. We're told it was at the rear of the shipping docks. Now, about an hour later, an explosion occurred at the site. It's unclear what sparked that explosion.
Officials in Orange County, California have ordered 40,000 people to evacuate over fears that a huge tank holding a toxic chemical will fail. Incident Commander Craig Covey.
In an abundance of caution, we have reissued the evacuation, and after continued information getting in from our hazmat team on scene, we increased the safety zone.
Kevin Warsh has been sworn in as the new chairman of the Federal Reserve. President Trump said he won't pressure him to lower rates.
Honestly, I really mean this. This is not said in any other way. I want Kevin to be totally independent.
CBS News Brief. CBS News Brief. One person has died and 36 people, most of them first responders, have been injured in explosions at a shipyard on Staten Island. A firefighter and a fire marshal were inside the structure when an explosion produced a shockwave that seriously injured them. Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
I met with the firefighter and his family, as well as the fire marshal's family. I'm deeply moved by their courage, as well as by their service to this city. I'm heartbroken to report that one civilian has passed away.
40,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes in Orange County in Southern California because a huge storage tank filled with a dangerous chemical is on the verge of failing. Incident Commander Craig Covey.
That was what we were handed, a leaking tank or a tank that blows up. That's why we extended the evacuation today. In an overabundance of caution, this is highly volatile, it's highly toxic, and it's highly flammable.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Christopher Cruz at the CBS News Broadcast Center in New York on this, the final day of CBS News Radio. A civilian has died and numerous people have been injured in explosions at a shipyard on Long Island. Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
This was a complex, fast-developing emergency situation. More than 30 New Yorkers, both civilians and first responders, have sustained injuries.
About 40,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes in Orange County in Southern California. Fire officials say a huge storage tank filled with a highly toxic chemical could fail or explode. CBS News Los Angeles reporter Luz Delia Caballero.
For the second time in less than 24 hours, families in Garden Grove and nearby neighborhoods were forced to pack up and leave.
We know that what we're breathing in right now is toxic. I can smell it.
Several evacuees telling us they're concerned about possible exposure to the chemical fumes and want clearer information from officials.
Rob Bass, one half of Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, has died, according to his verified Instagram account. The group was best known for the hit It Takes Two.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down.
Rob Bass died of cancer. He was 59 years old. The Trump administration says people who want permanent residency in the U.S. have to apply for a green card from their home country. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
For over half a century, foreign nationals with legal status have been able to apply for and complete the entire process for permanent residence while in the U.S., including individuals married to U.S. citizens. This is the latest step by the administration, making legal immigration more difficult for foreigners already in this country. And critics say forcing people to return to their home countries to apply for a green card would result in many of them being barred from coming back.
And as we bring an end to CBS News Radio, we're remembering distinguished journalists like Wendy Gillette, who reported from Poland's border with Ukraine in March 2022 as Ukrainians fled Russian invaders.
I'm Wendy Gillette in Rzeszów. 250,000 refugees have passed through the city's train station. Claudia Bayrash is coordinating the effort to help those who arrive here.
Months ago, it was like totally chaos because there was thousands of people who came here from Ukraine. They didn't know what to do.
The UN Refugee Agency estimates more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees have entered Poland so far. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Rzeszów, Poland.
And on this final day of CBS News Radio, this is CBS News. CBS News Brief. One person has died and dozens of people have been injured in explosions at a shipyard on Staten Island. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
I want to ask New Yorkers to keep those who have been injured and the person we lost in our thoughts and to wish them a quick recovery.
In Orange County in Southern California, 40,000 people have been ordered to evacuate over concerns a storage tank filled with a dangerous chemical will fail. County Fire Chief T.J. McGovern.
We will do our best to get those residents that were evacuated back in their homes when the incident is mitigated and it's safe to do that.
AAA predicts more than 3.5 million Americans will fly this weekend. This woman at DFW says it's more convenient.
We tend to fly just to get there quicker. We've driven to Florida before. We used to go to Destin, and that's 8 hour, and that's even longer with children. So we elect to spend a little bit more money and fly.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
This is CBS News on the Hour with our team of reporters around the country and the world.
In Los Angeles,
in Chicago,
in New York,
in Washington,
at the Kennedy Space Center,
at the Foreign Desk in London,
on the Champs-Élysées in Paris,
Wiesbaden, Frankfurt, Weimar, Jena, and beyond.
at the Vatican,
In Athens.
in Kyiv, in Moscow, in Jerusalem,
in Amman, Jordan,
in Baghdad, in Logar Province, which is just south of Kabul,
in Islamabad, Pakistan,
in Beijing,
in Seoul,
in Tokyo.
And I'm Christopher Cruz from the Douglas Edwards Room at CBS News headquarters. CBS News Radio has been the home of legendary journalists like Edward R. Murrow, who flew with bombers over Berlin during World War II.
Berlin was a kind of orchestrated hell, a terrible symphony of light and flame.
CBS News Radio brought the news into your home from the lunar landing.
The moon age began less than 2 hours ago when American astronauts radioed from the moon, the Eagle has landed.
To the Challenger disaster.
Debris falling out of the sky, falling slowly, painfully, tragically slowly toward the Atlantic Ocean.
From Ground Zero.
The devastation that is before us now is unbelievable in terms of an entire World Trade Tower collapsing. There's nothing left of this thing.
To foreign battlefields.
The roads are lined with IEDs, and 2 Iraqi soldiers are killed when their Humvee is struck by a bomb. U.S. warplanes are eventually brought in to strike targets from the air.
And through the pandemic.
39 lives have been lost to coronavirus at the Canterbury Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center in suburban Richmond, Virginia. It's one of the worst concentrated outbreaks nationwide.
The famed CBS newsman Marvin Kalb said he always tried to be on the World News Roundup, a program started here that created the modern news format.
Every time that I could do a piece for the Roundup, I felt honored. It wasn't just a job. It was a calling.
Dan Rather began his career in radio.
Radio was a kind of magic carpet. They would take you there. They'd take you to the war. Radio had a certain immediacy about it.
Thoughts echoed by now former CBS News correspondent Scott McFarlane.
Try explaining a Supreme Court ruling and all its eccentricities in 20 seconds. CBS Radio could always do it. The biggest, the smallest, everything was told efficiently, conversationally. It's really what's the best of social media now.
And now, for all of us at CBS News Radio, for the last time, this is CBS News. CBS News Special Report. After 99 years, CBS News Radio is going off the air tonight. For this final newscast, the news anchors you've been listening to for years wanted to say goodbye. The longtime anchor of the CBS World News Roundup, Steve Kathan.
Well, we are saying farewell this morning. America's longest-running newscast signs off for the last time.
Washington correspondent Allison Keyes.
I want to shout out my colleagues from Steve Kathan to Deborah Rodriguez to Cammie McCormick, Stacey Lynn, Linda Kenyon, Jim Krasula, and so many others who have given their hearts to this company and to the news. Thanks to our copy editors, desk associates, tape ops, and also our amazing engineers and IT folk.
Morning anchor Deborah Rodriguez agrees.
My gratitude to each and every one of you. And for one last time, this is CBS News Radio.
And Edward R. Murrow.
Good night and good luck.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Christopher Cruz.